Reacher is proof that physical presence matters. This Amazon Prime show, that currently has 2 seasons, that is based on the espionage books by Lee Child, follows the titular character in Jack Reacher, a former military police special investigator who is played by Alan Ritchson, a man that is 6'3" and is absolutely jacked in terms of muscle definition. If anything, he is an absolute kaiju of a brick shithouse. And as the character of Jack Reacher, he represents the type of man that would make anyone attracted to masculinity that is in a current relationship commitment have some intrusive thoughts involving unfaithfulness. Because for those folks, this version of Jack Reacher is eye candy to the point that he is lovingly referred to as a himbo. Yet Jack Reacher as a character is more than just a vehicle for heterovaginal boners. No, Himbo Slice's beefiness is important for the action on screen in the show, mostly because his appearance makes Herculean feats of strength appear feasible. After all, Jack Reacher, who in the source material and in the show is presented as being 6'5", is a man that uses his bare hands to break people's arms and legs as if he were snapping f***ing twigs. If anything, this is a man that can use his strength in order to break zip tie restraints. A man that can have a gun pointed at his face, yet have the confidence to deny the demands of the person holding that said gun. Meaning that overall, Jack Reacher just performs amazing feats and exudes a personality that one should not with. And the simple reason as to why this works is due to Jack Reacher's physical stature in this adaptation, because given Guns a himbo's size and muscles, we the viewer can easily believe that Jack Reacher can do the things that Jack Reacher does. Because due to his appearance, we don't question how a man can break bones or zip tie restraints with just his bare hands. We just accept the fact that he can in a way that doesn't even need much of a suspension of disbelief. As I said at the start, Jack Reacher is proof that physical presence matters. And that's something that the Jack Reacher movie adaptations from the 2010s severely lacked. In fact, 2012's Jack Reacher and 2016's Jack Reacher Never Go Back had an inherent problem in that the titular Jack Reacher was played by Tom Cruise, a man that is 5'7", meaning that Cruise just didn't have the same physical presence as someone like Alan Ritchson in the recent Jack Reacher series. After all, with Ritchson, I believe that Jack Reacher can perform incredible feats of strength that a short king sans muscle beef like Tom Cruise just can't do in a way that is logically acceptable. Because if Tom Cruise were to break arms and legs with his bare hands, we'd all call bullshit. And while sure the Tom Cruise-led Jack Reacher movies did downplay the main character's physical toughness in order to make Tom Cruise more credible in the role, I have to question why the filmmakers would want to cast Cruise in that said role. Well, technically we all know why. He's a big action star, so there's that. But rather, I don't know why they'd cast him given that the whole appeal of the source material is that Jack Reacher is supposed to be an intimidating physical presence that can scare potential adversaries with just an angry glare. A glare that would make any potential antagonal testes shrivel up inside them and die. Because that's something you can definitely get from Ritchson's portrayal of the character in the recent series, but not the shorter and less muscular Tom Cruise, who by the way is the same height as Tom Holland. Just putting that out there. And look, I'm not trying to knock Tom Cruise here, though to be fair, he used to knock himself quite a bit. But rather, I'm not trying to disrespect Tom Cruise in this instance. The man is obviously a very capable action star and can be believable in many roles. Hell, Tom Cruise is perfect in the Mission Impossible series because he and the titular character of Ethan Hunt are on the same character and actor wavelength. I mean, come on, Ethan Hunt performs absolutely bonkers stunts, which Tom Cruise performs believably because he is willing to do those said stunts, meaning that we can easily accept that Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt. But we just sadly cannot really do the same with Jack Reacher, a man that is supposed to embody a big physicality, something that Cruise just does not have and just does not make sense with the Jack Reacher movies and series. However, Alan Ritchson's portrayal of Jack Reacher in the new Reacher TV series really works. As stated earlier, this man is absolutely built like a Victorian house, but without the wear and tear and the fears for splinters. No relation. If anything, we absolutely believe Ritchson as being the physical embodiment of Jack Reacher without any qualms against him. From just his big hulking appearance alone, Reacher is tough, intimidating, and makes seemingly unrealistic feats of strength seem realistic, because Master Yoda can suck it. Size actually does matter. If anything, Reacher's visual size just helps sell the character both in the action scenes and in more narrative-driven sequences with a lot of dialogue, mostly because Reacher's physical presence allows his words to carry some motherfucking weight, like when he says no one with the special investigators or that in an investigation details matter, we visibly feel the sincerity behind that statement. We take him and his beliefs seriously. And for that, Ritchson really embodies the big character physique of Jack Reacher, the one that Oh Himbo My Himbo is supposed to have, meaning that physical presence really makes a difference. It matters. And this is befitting of the character archetype that Jack Reacher represents. After all, he's kind of like the man with no name in the Dollars trilogy or the main protagonist in Yojimbo. He wanders around aimlessly from town to town until he stumbles upon a conflict, a mystery, a plot that some devious antagonists have spent years trying to complete. And Jack Reacher's physique alone is one that represents a man that can throw a wrench into those said villainous proceedings. A true himbo with a shotgun. He just has a presence, which is important in a visual storytelling medium where shots, actors' appearances, and lighting can present story and themes as much as, if not more, than dialogue can. It's important. And given all of this, Jack Reacher's appearance is of a blunt and to the point bulldozer of a man that bad guys need to be wary not to cross, which is befitting seeing as his character, narrative-wise, is also of a blunt and to the point bulldozer of a man that bad guys need to be wary not to f***ing cross. A presence that Alan Ritchson just embodies to perfection, and one that he could have even done without even needing to speak a single word. Overall proving that physical presence really matters within a visual, artistic medium.